Hi guys, how are you all today morning? Good morning. Today is 27th October 2023. My name is TSV Raghavan and I live in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. This is my spiritual vlog on YouTube. Hardan, 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 Haribol, TRSV, Nectar, NECTAR, Nectar. In this particular vlog, in all my previous videos, we have been trying to talk about the knowledge and information that we have gleaned through the study of spiritual books, scriptures, contemplation on the material universe, and meditation on the spiritual universe. This particular video in this vlog is no exception to that rule. In fact, it is a mere continuation of all that we have been doing in all my previous videos. Kindly subscribe to this vlog and press the bell icon so that I may keep reminding you of all my previous, present, and future videos. So let us continue with the topic for discussion for today's video. For the past few videos, we have been trying to analyze the purpose of life in the psyche of every human living entity in this terra firma and the society, both male and female. In that process, we came across a saying from a very famous French emperor called Mr. Napoleon Bonaparte, who has become an icon and a virtual legend in the international political, administrative, and military scene. This man, in his younger days, was once asked how he could become this successful and capable to such an extent that almost the whole world of that time was trying to emulate him. Napoleon Bonaparte replied, "There are three major factors which define the achievement, success, or otherwise of any human living entity, whether male or female. These three factors are known as limitless ambition, ceaseless industry, and a determination to succeed in life. Ceaseless ambition. Every living entity, whether male or female, must have an aim or a purpose in life which he or she should consider his or her bull's eye. Second, this person must focus all his attention and cerebral faculties on that bull's eye so that he or she may concentrate all his or her energies towards that particular bull's eye, just like Arjuna looked at the left eye of a bird on a tree before shooting an arrow. Similarly, limitless ambition must be the focus of every human living entity. Second, when you have found out your own purpose in life and the aim, and you have seen your bull's eye, you must strive ceaselessly, untiringly, and devotedly to achieve that particular aim or purpose. As Mr. as Swami Vivekananda once said, Swami Vivekananda is an internationally renowned spiritualist. He said, arise, awake, sleep not till your goal is reached. This must be the focus of every human living entity, whether male or female, who wants to achieve his or her purpose in life. Third, in the beginning, everyone is in very feeble or child steps while he or she is progressing towards that aim. His or her steps often stumble, but if this man makes himself or herself mentally strong enough to focus on that bull's eye, then he or she develops a determination to succeed in reaching that particular goal. Thus, first, limitless ambition, second, ceaseless industry, and third, a determination to succeed are the three keys of success and achievement for every human living entity, whether male or female. Kindly remember this. One of the best methods which one can adopt to slowly and steadily succeed in life is to make that particular goal his or her extension of his or her psyche. So much so that this aim becomes the sole purpose of life for that particular living entity. One must slowly but steadily make that aim grow into his or her genes in his or her body, that is the gross body. In such a case, every vibration that comes from his or her three subtle bodies, namely causal body of intelligence and logic, astral body of mind, feelings, and emotions, and the etheric body of senses, being five in number, namely sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch, which hit the mass of tissue called the brain of the gross body, must maybe selected and masticated on by that brain in such a way that all the juice that is extracted from such vibration is focused towards that aim and purpose in life alone. In such a case, when the same juice is percolated down the gross body of that particular human living entity, he or she gets ready to strive tirelessly and endlessly to achieve that particular aim. Such people must not allow any sort of distraction, mental or physical, to distract them from their own particular aim in life. While discussing this particular theory, we have been talking about several case histories which will authenticate and prove the worthiness and the truthfulness of these three factors which are perennial in the life of any living entity, whether male or female, while he or she goes about trying to achieve his or her bull's eye. Today, in that process, we shall start talking about another such case history. There is one township called Tiruvallur on the outskirts of Madras, which is presently called Chennai and which is the capital of the state of Tamil Nadu in India. I am trying to talk about that era in the 19th century when this Chennai was being called Madras and it was the capital of a province called Madras Presidency. At that time, in Tiruvallur lived one very affluent, intelligent, capable, and worthy person who happened to be a judge in the Madras High Court. This person had one son. This case history is based on that son only. This boy was born on 25th or 26th November 1899 in that particular family. He was christened Krishnamachari. This boy's full name became T. T. Krishnamachari. First T was Tiruvallur and the second T was their own title called Tattai. Thus, this man became Tiruvallur Tattai Krishnamachari. This boy was very honorable, well behaved, and positive thinking individual right from his beginning. He turned out to be a good student in his schooling and he graduated from a college in Madras. His father, being a judge in the court of Madras, made his family quite affluent. However, this particular boy, when he grew up to become a young man, did not want to toe the line drawn by his own illustrious father. Instead, this boy was having an ambition to make it big in the business and commerce industry of Chennai or Madras, Tamil Nadu, and India. This boy began his own private enterprise called TTK at the age of 28. During this time, there was an internationally renowned British company called Unilever. This Unilever had one set up in India also. This dynamic, enterprising, and hard-working TTK managed to get an agency of that internationally successful and renowned Unilever. This Unilever was producing and distributing consumable goods which were mainly household. This included oil, soaps, and other such goods which are in common use in every household in India and abroad. Because of this, this agency of TTK picked up quite fast. The demand was huge and the supply was limited, and Mr. TTK made the best use of his own agency of the same Unilever in India. Thus, he came out in leaps and bounds. Slowly, this guy, who was interested in music also, started his own endeavor to do something and contribute to the music industry, especially Carnatic classic music industry of India. As a result of which, he was one of the co-founders of what is known as Music Academy. This man was very, very intelligent, capable, and an astute businessman and financial wizard. At that time, due to the nationalist movement, he had also joined the Madras branch of the Congress party. Slowly, this guy came close to Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru, the first Prime Minister of independent India. Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, as this Prime Minister was called, was very impressed with the intelligence, incisive cerebral faculties, and capabilities of this young man. So much so that Pandit Nehru invited this businessman who was already running his own agency in Madras to join Pandit Nehru in his cabinet. Mr. TTK ultimately became the finance minister for the Congress government in 1958. However, he was forced to resign when he got involved in a very well known, notorious, and infamous financial scandal called the Jag Mohan Mundra financial scandal. This guy had to resign as the finance minister of India due to this scandal, but that did not in any way mark his own individual reputation as a minister, a politician, and a businessman. This guy had all the three factors necessary to make one person's life a success by that particular person. These factors were he had limitless ambition and ceaseless industry, plus a determination to prove that he was right and to succeed in those walks of life which he had chosen for himself. TTK, as the company was called, was succeeding in its financial dealings as an incorruptible business house. At the same time, TTK was well respected, revered, and welcomed in the classical Carnatic music industry of Tamil Nadu, which was then Madras province and which was slowly going to turn into Tamil Nadu. Further, he was also revered and respected and acknowledged for his cerebral prowess and because of his political capabilities as a finance minister of the independent Indian era of that time. The trading house of TTK developed slowly but steadily. He had four sons who were equally capable and who contributed to his success in the business and commerce industry. One of those sons started the very famous and still very much in demand prestige pressure cooker, which is a household item used to cook food in probably 50 or 60% of the middle class of Indian society. Prestige pressure cooker made this son very famous, who had acknowledged that himself he got into marketing the newly made pressure cooker in the towns and villages of Tamil Nadu by using a vehicle which sang several popular Tamil film songs through its loudspeaker, and this man unashamedly or unabashedly danced to those tunes in that very van in the various towns and villages of the city. This was his own idea of marketing that prestige pressure cooker then, and this resulted in this particular pressure cooker becoming a household name in India. Today, it is one of the top household cooking products which is very much in demand all over India. Similarly, these people and the capable other sons of TTK diversified into various other fields, namely household goods, which was already their forte, their agency in Hindustan Liver, which was the branch of Unilever in India, plus pharmacy, which was now called TTK Pharma, then Kohinoor, a brand of a consumable product in India which is increasing in sale day by day, plus his own company manufacturing factoring maps and atlases, which is called TTK Maps, plus his own consultancy services to people who want to obtain visa, passport, etc. for other countries from India. And besides all this, other such consultancy services which have made TTK a household name in India. These people are very well known for their quality, genuineness, trustworthiness, and their own expertise in the field that they have chosen. TTK Pharma produces and distributes several medicines which are very much in demand in India. TTK maps and atlases are being sold all over India, especially in the south. Prestige pressure cooker has already made a name for itself in the complete Indian market. Besides this, these people dabble into insurance, consultancy, visa services, and other such services in which they have proved their own expertise. One of the grandsons of Mr. TTK, who is named TTS Raghavan or TT Srinivasa Raghavan, became the managing director of the very famous Sundaram Finance of the TVS business house. These are achievements of this family which believed in limitless ambition, ceaseless industry, a very non-controversial and trustworthy reputation, and a determination to succeed in whatever they chose to do in this particular society in India. TTK died at the age of 74 or 75 in the year 73 or 74. But during this short time of 75 years, he achieved far more than what others achieve in normal circumstances. Mr. T. T. Krishnamachari is one person who we must all emulate to know how to become an achiever and make our own life a success story in this society, in this material world. We must all try to learn about Mr. T. T. Krishnamachari to find out how one man can succeed so much in life in multifarious events or phases of different types or spheres of different type in this society if he or she has limitless ambition, ceaseless industry, and a determination to succeed. Mr. T. T. Krishnamachari was not only a businessman but a very well known social personality who encouraged Carnatic music in Tamil Nadu, South, and India. Plus, he also worked as the finance minister for the Jawaharlal Nehru cabinet in India. It may be remembered that Mr. T. T. Krishnamachari, during his tenure as the finance minister in the Nehru government, introduced what is known as family pension scheme. Family pension scheme has been introduced for the benefit of several widows in India who get pension for the work done by their old husbands even when the husbands are retired, gone old, and are dead. This shows the level of thinking, vision, and care and empathy that Mr. T. Krishnamachari was already quite affluent right from his birth and who had become so successful had for those who are not so privileged in the Indian society. There are several families in the middle class and lower middle class variety who suffer when their sole breadwinner is no more. To prevent such suffering, T.T. Krishnamachari introduced family pension, as a result of which those widows used to get a monthly sum from the Indian government so that they could eke out their own living even after the death of the spouse and to try to bring up their own family and to make successful citizens for India. These are the achievements of one man who had limitless ambition, ceaseless industry, and a determination to make it big in the society in India. This is all I wanted to talk about Mr. T. T. Krishnamachari in this particular case history of this video. We all know by now how great one person can become in one lifetime thanks to his or her ambition, integrity, intelligence, cerebral faculties, ceaseless industry or hard work, and a determination to do something and to contribute something positive to this society. Kindly let me know what you think of my talk on this particular case history in this video. Please give me your own expert views, thoughts, and ideas plus opinions so that I may blend everything together for the sake of this society. Before concluding, let me remind you that I am also a published author with Amazon Kindle and paperback. I write on spiritualism, fiction, and assorted subjects. Spiritualism happens to be my favorite subject. Till we meet in my next video, it is good morning from TSV Raghavan.